Alright, it's Motovox back at it. We got part 3, we're putting the engine into the frame. We're gonna probably do a little time lapse or speed it up a little bit so we can get this engine in. So let's get going.
You're not putting that, that's it. So you're gonna do one more, ready? One, ready? Okay, go down, go up, down, bang, ready? Fix it out, come on, fix the car. Go. And that's perfect. Not quite a lot of room for adjustment. I love boxes. What? Yeah. That's everywhere. That's right. That's
Oh wait. Holy shit. Holy shit, let's fucking go. It works.
Alright, I'll grab the bolts.
Grab the two nuts, it's over there, by the clutch.
So, lock clutch or something? Nope. Alright, 13 now. Hold it.
Make sure the place is in the boxes.
Okay. Very tight. Going through 4 of these.
Okay. Alright, this can move sideways.
If you scoot it that way.
Oh.
Yeah, but here's the issue. Look at your foot.
Then the chain isn't. Well, yeah, but I mean, that doesn't really matter. How about that? How about that?
Alright, so now that we got this puppy on, for the most part, our next step is we're going to throw on the throttle setup, we're going to throw on the brake setup, and bleed those, which we're going to do off camera because that's a super long, slow process. And then we're going to throw on the chain, and we're going to try and line up the chain and the clutch and all that stuff. It's going to be a pretty slow process now, but let's get to it. All right, quick update. We have the throttle set up for the most part. Just working on connecting it to the nibby carb. Then we have our brakes pretty much set up. We got to route this cable through and then actually connect it all the way up to the brakes. And then after that, we're going to work on this chain. And if all goes well, we should get it pretty much ready to go. All right, so the bike is almost done. Our next step is going to be some like cable management with the brakes and the zip ties. Obviously the brakes will not be on the engine. Gonna bleed all this up, and then we're gonna get this chain tightened. This is gonna take a while, so it's probably not gonna be filmed, but we will, once it's like pretty tight, we're gonna scoot the engine forward a little bit and then run a straight chain without a tensioner. Mine has a tensioner, but straight chain is always going to be a better option. But so far it's looking pretty clean. Straight down the middle. Seat was custom reupholstered by us. And yeah, blue grips. So yeah, we're gonna get this puppy running in just a second. All right, so now that we have it almost fully thrown together, obviously there's a little bit more to do. We gotta zip tie everything together. We gotta cut the zip ties. We gotta get it just perfectly lined up. But for now, we're pretty sure it's almost all the way lined up down towards the clutch. So we're gonna try and start it. We have it on this mount so we can give it revs and just check if it's gonna stay on, if it's gonna pop, or if there's any issues at all. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna fill it up quick, but then I'll resume the video when we get it started. All right, this is the first real gas tank fill up other than us just testing it over on the bench. First time it's been filled on the bike. All right, there's a little bit. Here. Cover on.
Oh, this is a different carb, by the way. We had to switch it up because the last one was leaking a little bit. But might have to change the tune a little bit, bump up the idle.
All Alright. We're gonna tighten that. Yeah, by that.
So,
Turn on. Okay, chill. Stop pull. Making sure that's all the way on. I'm gonna increase the idle as much as possible. It's tighten, right?
yeah.
Okay, we're going to max idle.
That's too much.
It's not starting. Ready? I'm gonna turn it a little bit.
I think it's okay. No?
Alright, we're gonna get this carburetor tuned up and then we'll get it running. Alright, Holden's putting in that new pilot jet into the carb. Turns out it was running a 32. And the issue with that is this is not only a 212 but a built 212. So it's gonna be pulling a lot more gas. So we're upgrading that to a 50. And then we're keeping the main jet the same because it still sounds good when it's
already
revving
at
up.
130, so it should be a good main jet.
And then once that's running and we know it's running, we're gonna kind of do some touch-ups. We're gonna fix up the brakes and everything too. That's really important.
Yeah, there's just 2 screws holding this carburetor, like the bowl, I think.
Yeah, the float bowl.
This is a 22 millimeter. You get the round slide.
Yep.
So we got our new pilot in. So start this thing up.
We gotta take it off the pegs. It's on the mount. Is it getting gas?
Yeah, it's already got gas.
Okay. We're gonna need to mess with that idle now.
Turn it off. No choke burners. Turn it off immediately. Alright, we got the bike all finished up. This is the final product.
All right, let's see your show ride. Chain popped. The chain popped. Yeah, it's gotta be tightened. All right.
I try to turn at all, immediately scrapes.
Yeah. Did it scrape on the peg or on the kickstand?
I don't know. Probably the kickstand.
I mean, it looks good.
Kickstand, I think. Jane Buck.
All right. Well, that's the end of this bike series. Hopefully, my bike will be sold soon. And then we're going to be doing a full electric build. Most likely, if I'm allowed to.
That's it.